Hello and welcome to the Collective Cosplay podcast, where we sometimes talk about cosplay. This is episode 6, and I am joined, as ever, by Miss Freya Minotti. Hello!
Yeah.
I'm joined by Cyclone Jack. Rocking it out. And I'm now joined by Bandersnatch from Bandersnatch Studios. Hello!
Hello.
Yeah, we've been a little bit late with the Collective Cosplay podcast this week. We've all been very busy. It's only 10 days until MCM, so we're all kind of a little bit busy trying to get our stuff ready and sorted for that. And we've all been working really hard. I know that Freya's been working quite hard on her stuff. Haven't you, Freya?
Yeah, it's not been really fun this week or last week. I've completed my armor and I've spent about a week just putting layers and layers and layers of ghetto on, sanding it, and then spray painting it. And now I'm on the detailing. So
It's looking good though. Like it does look good where you've got up to it now. I mean, you can't really like. It's all made out of Warbler, which I've not had a chance to work with, but it looks really good with what you've done with it.
Marvelous.
Is Warbler easy to work with?
it's fairly easy. But the only issue I'm having was making the pattern, which you can kind of do with anything, but I'm just retarded and can't actually figure out how to get it from my leg to the actual, armor. So it was like 3 or 4 times drawing it out on paper, and then I was still managing to mess up, even though it's like a perfect cast of my legs. So.
Oh, I'm having very similar issues when it's coming to this night owl cowl at the moment. Like 10 days to go, and like everything just seems to be going wrong in one big straight line.
Is it not made to your head though, or is it?
It's not made to my head, but it's not the head bit. It's the shoulders bit that I have to make like this big piece for. I was stupid enough to not buy an upper torso, so now it's just gone all completely
Just
pear-shaped.
masking tape the top of your shoulders and cut it off.
Well, what I've done it with duct tape. I've done a duct tape mould. See how that goes.
Okay.
If it doesn't, I'm going as Alfred Pennyworth.
Well, fingers crossed it does work.
What have you been working on, Jack? I've not really had a chance to see what you've been working on.
I'm not eating popcorn. I have been doing commissions. I've almost finished with the shield for Geekabin.
Yeah.
And I've got another commission which is like a armored shoulder piece that'll be all dragon scale for a photography studio in Ireland.
Oh, right.
And I'm getting into photography.
Yay!
Your
Photography.
photo shoot looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Stunning.
You were there.
Jack.
I was like climbing trees and shit.
I was just watching. Running around at the bottom, making sure you didn't fall.
I think I've got one of my favorite photo from today, from the shoot rather, was of a cosplayer known as Sarah Stacks, and she did a beautiful, like, handmade the whole dress and everything from Alice Madness.
Alice Madness returns.
It's amazing cosplay, and it's possibly my favorite photo, which from the entire shoot that day. It's just absolutely stunning. I'm just probably link.
So you wore that to MCM Glasgow, didn't you?
Yeah, she did. It's just a stunning picture. I'm really proud of it. So I hope it's a testament to my photography skills.
It looks like it's a really good looking. Like it really does look good.
Yeah. I'm very proud of that.
It's
That
a
was-
stunning picture. You will be proud.
What have you been up to, Bandersnatch?
I've been editing up our video from Alcon. That one took like 2 months to get out. When we did the in-character panel and working on commissions for Wig. So not much for myself, sadly, right now.
You did a bit of photo shooting for Glasgow Glasgow Comic Con, was it, for MCM up in Glasgow?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't at MCM in Glasgow.
Oh right.
I'm doing a panel.
Oh right.
Sorry, wrong
Well,
chat.
there's you and Cyclone Jack and Jack.
Depth switching characters.
Jack and Jack.
Just
No, we are missing our usual suspects today. Lex is feeling a little bit under the weather, and Leah and David are very busy at the moment. But the topic that we've been trying to get through for the last couple of weeks was going to be on tattoos. We'll talk about that first, and then we'll lead on to our next subject. Tattoos. We want to know whether, like, with everybody's thoughts, what with tattoos and cosplay. Do you think that tattoos should be in certain, like, in cosplay, or do you reckon it takes away from the character? I'm going to ask Freya first. What do you think?
Well, I'm a tattooed cosplayer myself, and I personally can't be bothered to cover up tattoos and piercings. Like, it's too much hassle. But I do agree with some people that sometimes it might take away from a character, but I don't think it's necessarily a reason to hide tattoos. Like Kid Flash that I did, my whole back piece was on show. And instead of people being like, oh no, I don't like that, you know, that's not very authentic, they were actually coming up and being like, is that a DC tattoo you've got? Is that Nightwing? Is that Harlequin? And I was like, yeah. And we got talking to random people at the con about comics and stuff, and it was really fun. So in that way, it was really good. But in like, say, trying to think of like a character that might not go so well. Like maybe Ariel. Oh no, that's a really bad example. Like a Disney character that's seen as quite innocent. Maybe they might. Yeah, maybe they might think, oh, it takes away from that character. And for some people that maybe are entering the competitions and stuff and want to go maximum authenticity to look exactly like the character, I can understand why they might want to hide them. But for kind of general level, just going to a con to have fun and dressed as cosplay, like, I don't think it should matter whether they've got their tattoos on show or not too much. I think it's all down to the person's kind of reason behind their cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't have any tattoos, and like my thoughts on tattoos, I believe that cosplayers should be allowed to show their tattoos, but I would be one of them that if I had tattoos, that I'm personally a cover up. I'm one that likes to try and stick to the character if possible.
I mean, for me, I tend to end up cosplaying characters that I can't look like anyway. Like, obviously, Kid Flash was a guy, so I did like a good version of him. So that wasn't authentic anyway. But like with my Angela costume, I've tried to make it as authentic as possible, and the only things that are going to take away from that are my tattoos. But because I'm not entered in the competition, I'm not so fussed by it. I might have considered it if I had got into the masquerade.
Yeah.
Because it's based on authenticity and likeness to the character, so I understand in those respects that might be the time, like for the Euro cosplay and stuff, it might be the time to decide to maybe do that. But I know like Tattoo Deviant, he always incorporates them into his costumes, so
yeah,
and it always looks awesome. So
yeah, he like, well, that's what makes him the Tattoo Deviant.
Tattoo Deviant.
Yeah, he uses his tattoos as like a form for his cosplay. Bandersnatch, what do you think on tattoos and cosplay?
I'm a fellow no ink person, so I don't have tattoos. It's not something I really have to worry about. But I can agree with Freya on the thing of there's some characters that if you're going in for a masquerade, unless you're looking for it, as long as you're enjoying doing the character, who really cares? If it bothers you, cover them up. If not, go for it. Then maybe like Belle or Rapunzel might look a bit weird with like full sleeve tattoos and stuff going on, but I don't see why not.
The problem that a lot of people seem like Tattoo Deviant's had it once or twice. Luckily, he's not really ever been really pushed with it, which he's had people complain about the fact that it takes away from the character, and I don't believe in his instances it does take away from the character in any sort of way. His tattooed Robin is absolutely brilliant. It looks stunning.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just the difference of the characters. Like, he's not doing the, like, Tim Drake. He's doing an inspired Tim Drake, from what I remember he said he was doing. So it's not actually, like, he's not doing an authentic. He's doing his own take on the character. So if he was doing, say, Young Justice, Dick Grayson Robin, and he had his tattoos on show and, you know, had done something completely different, then yeah, but because he's done his own inspired version of a costume, you know, he's not doing it authentically anyway, so why should it be taking away from his own take on a costume?
Yeah, like he's recently he started working on a Bane costume, and the Bane costume looks really, really good.
That really suits the tattoos.
It really does suit the tattoos. That like it's with stuff like that that makes tattoos part of the cosplay, which really, really works towards it.
Well, I mean, like, recently, have you guys seen those tops? Actually, I've got one somewhere. I don't know if I'll be able to find it without pulling all my clothes on my head. But there's no, I've got too many clothes. They've got like the Alice in Wonderland and Ariel, and they're covered in tattoos and piercings, like the alternative versions.
Yeah.
So like even Disney characters aren't safe from tattoos and stuff now. If people are doing their own takes on costumes, even if they're doing authentic, it really is down to that person. If they don't feel comfortable having their tattoos out, then it's fine to cover them up. Although the only concern is if you're heavily tattooed, like if you're literally inked from head to toe, it's a lot of effort to try and cover every single one, depending on how naked you are. Like if I did Starfire and had like, all my tattoos out, that'd be quite a lot of kind of liquid text or whatever it is putting on it. So.
Well, I've seen it done with foundation, but I don't know the methods for covering up tattoos, not having any myself. So I wouldn't know like what methods a lot of people use, but I reckon it'd be quite a bit of a ball ache for you to cover everything up.
It'd be a case of keeping it there, like something that doesn't rub off, whereas foundation might. I know they use liquid latex sometimes.
I've never heard of liquid latex being used in that sort of way, but I'm guessing like I can't see why it wouldn't work. I reckon that by end of day it'd start peeling off though if you were trying to cover it up. Yeah. But I reckon like tattoos shouldn't be covered. Like for characters, I just personally would with like if I had them. I personally think that I more prefer to be like to show the character, but luckily with my characters and whatnot, I'm usually covered from head to toe with something or other.
I think from a fan point of view, I can understand though why they might go up to a cosplayer and be like, I think it's taken away from the character, because like there's a cosplayer that I have absolutely fan with. Her name's Coraline Cosplay, and she does Noise from Dramatical Murder, and she looks exactly like him, and he's put like all the piercings on for him and stuff, and looking exactly like the character fulfills so many people's fantasies. So it's like, in that respect, you can understand why they go up to someone that's their complete idol and then be like, oh, you look slightly different close up. Like, oh. So in that respect, it would be kind of taking away from the character for the fan. But obviously, for the cosplayer, it's up to the cosplayer whether they want to, you know, please the masses and be very authentic for either competitive reasons or just to, you know, be a kind of like icon for that character.
Yeah.
Or whether they just want to cosplay for themselves and have it for fun and, you know, do their own take on it. Like, I'm keeping the majority of my piercings in for Angela. The only thing I'm doing is flipping up my septum because it's probably going to get in the way on the day. So.
See, there's a lot of people who do go through like personal like body modifications and whatnot to be able to like look like the character. There's a gentleman on the CSM, I can't remember what he's called, but he tries to make himself look like, is it Turk from Scrubs? What's he called now? He basically tries to make himself look like, he's trying to make himself look like one of the main characters from Scrubs, and he used to have quite,
I know who you're talking
he used to
about.
have quite buffy-ish hair, and he shaved it all off personally to like look.
Well, I got a tattoo for one of my cosplays, so yeah, you can easily add stuff. It's the taking away once you've already got that.
Yeah.
That's the heart of it. So.
I think that every time I've done the Joker, I've always bleached my hair like white and dyed it green. And it's one of those things that made it so much easier than having to wear a wig or to like, color my hair.
100% agree there. This is the first time I'm really wearing a wig just because I cut all my hair off because it was annoying being long. But now it means I can't do a lot of the cosplays I would have done before. So a wig is now my only choice.
I've never bleached or dyed my hair in any sort of way for a cosplay, and the other week I was talking to Kia, the Avago hero, about my Alfred. Well, it was a quick Alfred get up. I was saying that next year I'll have to come along as Alfred for MCM with him. He went, well, you're gonna have to make yourself look older. And I turned around to him. I was like, well, I'm not gonna grey my hair for that. I'm not gonna dye my hair.
Anywhere.
Oh, you can get that spray though, can't you? You know, the hairspray with colour in it.
Yeah.
And I've used it in the past, and it seems to do the trick quite well.
It works well on dark hair.
Luckily, I'm dark enough, I think, to be able to get away with stuff like that.
Darker. Of the darker variety.
Of the darker variety. But I'm just going to talk about something that popped up on the CSM the other day, and it was a Facebook page which was for body shaming. Now, we've talked about body shaming on here quite a fair bit before, but it's starting to get a bigger and bigger thing on Facebook. Like, it's pretty much persistent bullying, and we really don't agree with it. And I can't remember what the title of the page was, but it was against the larger cosplay community. And by larger, I mean the largest set of people. Curvy.
Essentially someone who doesn't fit the aesthetic of what supposedly is beautiful and making a mockery of it and making it funny and amusing, and it's disgusting.
It is.
They need to check out Ivy Doom Kitty. Like, she's a massively famous cosplayer, and she's a larger cosplayer. She's done Wonder Woman, and she looks beautiful doing it. Like, I'm so jealous that she's got that much confidence. So.
She is. She's actually really, really nice.
Well, recently, like, I think it wasn't in response of this page of any sort, but our own very own Leah Stevens, everybody knows her as Ginger Snap, recently did a cosplay video, cosplay confidence video, and you can find that in our section. We've personally added it into our section on the YouTube page, but it's a brilliant video, and I personally think that everybody should go out and see that video because it's a really good way of looking at confidence.
she's I'm so proud
Yeah.
to say she's an admin and a friend, and she was so nervous about it. Like initially, it was like I'm gonna do the thing, and then it was like I don't know if I should have done the thing. And I was like, no, it's genius. It's genius. I'm going to share it on your behalf. And it's just adorable and gentle and honest, and
Proves that
it's beautiful.
anybody can cosplay. And by the way, we do now have an official meme for you, which is the thing.
Can't believe.
Do the thing. We have now posted that upon your
That is my face.
That is your face, and that is your official phrase from now on, which is Cyclone Jack, do the thing.
Just start screaming it. It's weird. I get way too excited about someone's idea, and I just go, oh, do the thing, and apparently merits that insane face. That face was actually, it was my house was making a really weird noise. Has that ever happened to you? Like when your house makes a noise that's foreign, and you're alone. And it did that, and I was like on my computer, and I had my webcam on. I just like made a face because that's how I felt in that moment. So there's something in my house I don't recognize face. Sorry. Anyway,
you know, officially I have a name.
That's wonderful.
Well, yeah, like the page turned up, and within the space of a day, it was really horrid to see the fact that it had almost 100 likes by the end of about 2 days. And like that's not the way that it should be, and I guess that's one of the main reasons why we have the CSM, like so that we don't have that sort of bullying.
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, that was one of the things, for Leia's sake, for the video, because I was like, as long as you're prepared for, sorry, I'm just gonna say it, assholes.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to share it on the page, you'll be protected. Like, all near 700 people will protect you. But if someone shares it outside of the page, something could be said. So that was the only thing that worried me. But I know she's a tough cookie, and she wouldn't be a tough cookie. I mean, the video proves it.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's a badass.
She really is cool, and you can check that out. I think I've put it into one of the playlists on the weekly on the Guardians of Geekery. I can't remember what playlist. I've put it into a playlist somewhere.
It's in a thing.
It's in a thing somewhere. Somewhere it's on one of the playlists somewhere, but it's of Leia basically showing body confidence, and she's got a lot of body confidence.
She's inspired so many people as well. Like so many people thanked her for that, because like they were saying like they weren't gonna do their cosplay, and that now they've actually picked it up and started doing it again, because they it just kind of made them realize that you don't have to worry just because other people are going to be not thinking the same sort of stuff as you. It doesn't matter how you look, and some people might be complete assholes about it, but more often than not, there's more people that are going to stand with you rather than against you.
Yeah, definitely.
Like with that group, more groups have rose up against it than those sort of groups that I've created. So we've had more anti-bullying cosplay campaigns spawn over the past week than ever, just because of that one group. So they've actually done a good thing by being bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, and the video it's really good. I'll try and get the video running if I can, just so I can show people. It's certainly a confidence booster to a lot of people anyway.
It's possibly like my favorite video.
It certainly became one of mine.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size bitch, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got the bone that all the boys chase. All the right place. I see the magazine, working out Photoshop. You know that shit ain't real. Come on, now make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise it up. Every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said, boys like a little booty to hold at night. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move it on. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. I'm bringing booty back. Skinny bitches back. Nah, and I know you'll think I'm fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And no, I won't be no fake silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move it on. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that
We love you, Leia, and that's like we really do love you to bits for that video.
Oh God, she's so cute.
She's so awesome, but yeah, it's like for like cosplay confidence, like you couldn't get any better than that.
No, I like how she also took her makeup off as well. Like it was just like the complete thing. It wasn't, just about the body. It was everything.
Like she's really inspired quite a lot of people, and that video within the first day had over 4,000 views in the first day.
It's because it's what everyone kind of worries about, but not many people have the confidence to stand up and be like, no, I'm gonna say I've had enough. And Leia has been an absolute champion for doing that.
That's like with cosplay. That's how it's hard to say that's how people should be, because obviously a lot of people do worry about what people think of them in cosplay. Like in general, like for shape, size, for like different ethnicities, whether you're able, whether you're not. Like I know there's some cosplayers out there who are disabled and have to be in a wheelchair, and there's a lot of them that do also cosplay as well. There's a girl, I've seen a couple of pictures of her online, and she does Oracle from Batman, and she does it superbly. And like, it doesn't matter like what walk of life you are from, you should be able to cosplay as whoever you want and not be scrutinised for it.
Yeah. Amen. Preach!
Praise the Lord, brothers.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen, brothers.
Brothers and sisters.
Heal the wicked ways.
Remove the cosplay trolls.
But that particular Facebook page has definitely 100% been removed due to the amount of reports that we've put through from the CSM. So congrats on that. Yeah. Yay!
I have an army.
I have a hug.
I have a home.
Baby Bruce!
Oh.
He's amazing.
That is pretty damn cool.
He's so cute. He's like
So,
little.
Is there any comic conventions coming up in Scotland anytime soon that you two will be attending?
I'm going to
Okinawa?
Okinawa.
Okinawa?
Yeah, Oki is coming up next month, 14th to the 16th of November. At the Glasgow Marriott Hotel, Huzzah. It's still here. So jumping late on the bandwagon, but off sadly.
So are you going to be doing a panel there, or are you just going?
No, sadly we're not. We can't get enough of the banders together to actually make it to do a full panel. We will be doing a skit for the masquerade though, as Miguel and Tulio on the road to El Dorado, which would be hilarious. There's going to be sword fighting and the works. Everything you want to see in a skit.
Work.
I remember the was it which con was it where you got the police to arrest you as Joker Cyclone?
Oh no, that was an event
That was just
put
an
together
event.
for Peekaboo. It was an event for Batman's 75th. And we just did cosplay, and we did a little contest, and I made something to give away for free. I made this brass Joker cane that we gave away. And these people who donated a grappling gun from the Arkham game, which was brilliant. But we all went outside to take pictures, and we ended up with a crowd. And I spotted cops, and I just went, yes, and just ran at them as the Joker. And I was like, would you mind terribly arresting me for photos? And they were like, one of them was like, yeah. And the other one was like, yeah, alright.
See, we was talking about entering the masquerade in London for Guardians of the Galaxy. We're doing quite a large meet on this Saturday for Guardians of the Galaxy, and we was going to do masquerade, but I'm not sure what's happening with that now because I won't be entering because my cosplay is pretty much a puppet with a suit on, which I built.
Need to enter well in advance. I applied to go as Angela like 4 weeks ago, and it had already closed. Like it already filled up. I think there are on the day spaces for Sunday. So you can sign up on the day.
I know that
if anyone's wearing their Guardians one on Sunday.
I know that Lex has had a fair bit of issues with his Groot costume. His Groot costume's going a bit wrong, as it does within the last week. Everything just seems to go, nope, not gonna do it today.
Yeah, my straps fell off, all of them.
David,
So I'm gonna have to redo that.
David's costume is looking superb now. Like he's recently been working on the orb from Guardians of the Galaxy, so his costume is now looking absolutely superb. Leia's costume was probably done about 7 months ago. Her
I've
costume's
not seen much progress for hers.
Oh well, she's done the Gamora. She's done basically the corset and everything towards it. She's already done. She's been painted up once or twice as well, which
Yeah,
looks really
saw
good.
that.
So there's not very much more she can do. She's usually done months in advance of everybody else.
So jealous.
Although
She's like a crazy sewing machine wizard.
she's recently for this weekend. She's probably very tired out now because she did a child's party yesterday dressed as Rapunzel.
I saw the pictures. That's
It
so
was so cute.
Oh man.
Oh, bless her.
I know she's doing a couple of her costumes. She sent me 2 pairs of shoes, and I changed them and sent them back. So essentially, it was a pair of heels that she loved, worn, but they didn't match anything. So I fixed them up and designed them to match the costume.
What cosplay is it?
It is Aquagat.
Knew it was. Knew it had to be. I was trying to when I saw the picture came up online. It's a picture of a pair of shoes which are done in fish scales with a bit of green, like green fish scales mixed with.
There's like a seahorse on the back.
Yeah.
As well.
It looks superb, by the way. It looks absolutely spot on.
I was excited.
I was like,
trying to implement
that
as
has
many
to be
things-
Aquaman. Oh,
I tried to implement as many things I could think of that were aqua related without going over the top. Like there needs to be a seahorse on these shoes, and there needs to be green, but they also need to be gold. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go nuts. And I was like, do you want me to draw a design for you? And she was like, no, I trust you completely. Just go crazy. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
that's great.
And did Harley Quinn shoes as well, which looked really smart. Because I followed the pattern that was on the shoe and reversed it for the other one. So if she takes the little bell off, she could probably wear them out.
Well, we was talking about doing DC for next year. Where you've got I think it was going to be Kia dressed as Batman, and you've got Wonder Woman, which had been Leia, and Lex wants to work on a Green Lantern. So
He's joined my group for that. Yeah, I was like, oh, he's copying me. Oh no way, I invited him over.
so that kind of leaves me as Aquaman, which generally isn't too bad, I think, because if you've seen the newest Aquaman New 52, it's pretty badass.
You could do Hawkman.
I don't want to do Home.
Or Superman. Isn't Superman left over?
Yeah, Superman is left over, but I personally don't feel like I have like the arm width for that.
You should do Martian Manhunter.
She has the arm width for that.
You've got lots of width
Just,
there.
Me like, oh no, can't do that one. Can't do
That's what
that.
padding is for.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, you've got Martian Manhunter as well.
Or Red Tornado. I'm just looking at my wall now, being like, who can you do?
Do you know what? Like, I'd quite like to do Dr. Fate.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be a little bit different, but I'd also like to do Constantine, but I would never be able to dye my hair blonde.
Yes, you could. You could just put bleach on it.
I really want to do Constantine. I like being a Constantine collector as well now.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
But yeah, being a Constantine collector now, I really want to do Constantine. But then I'd have to put on a really bad Scouse accent to go with it.
I was actually tempted, like, for my birthday, because money's been so tight right now, like, just, there's no way of making anything new this year at the moment, when it comes to stuff myself, because Alex and I wanted to go as Mystique and as Diesel, but I'm just not gonna be able to do the thing. So I was trying to think of what I already had that I could make that was new, and I was like, we're totally jokey, hokey characters. And I was kind of joking with the idea of doing Blackheart from the really stupid, but wonderful Hellblazer. Well, Ghost Rider. But he's just like a trench coat and mutton chops. It should be quite easy, I think.
Well, like you going on about like money, like being short at this time of year. Yeah, Christmas is coming up. You have like for me and Freya, we know that we've got MCM in London, but a weekend before they have London Film and Comic Con. It seems a little bit silly to me.
Yeah.
I had to give away a full weekend ticket because I couldn't make both cons. And
No, how can anyone afford to go to 2 cons? Because I spend my entire paycheck at 1 con. So having 2 in the same month is just no.
It's maddening.
I never priced conventions, so like I could probably quite easily go to conventions if I lived near them. It's the traveling to conventions.
Yeah.
I can say that in a way, but at the same time, like with London, like the best way to explain London is it's 40% more expensive than what it is in Manchester. So food is 40% dearer. Like
That's because it's London and the North's cheap.
So basically, like when we go down to London, it'll just be like extremely expensive for me. I'll take 300 quid down and be able to waste it in 2 days. Just because of how expensive everything is.
Yeah, I think I'd probably live off of peanuts and dreams.
Yeah, it's best not to eat when you're there, although it's a bit difficult to do it over 3 days, but if you don't eat, you can probably save about £100. Yeah.
Where are you guys eating when you're in London?
Well, I tend to just eat in the places that are in the venue, so it's like £7 for like noodles, and then I need at least 3 meals a day for 3 days. So it's like a tenner a meal.
We're talking about going for a meal on the Friday, I think it is. So like the CCP group that are going to be down in London. So that'd be me, you, Lex, Leia, David. I don't know if Kia's there, but we're all meant to be going out for a meal on the Friday. So that's going to be quite expensive, if it depends on where we're going.
I think all of us are agreed to go to McDonald's.
Sorry, let's go Nando's.
McDonald's! Mickey D's. Yeah.
Yeah, like conventions in general are quite expensive anyway. So like
It's a very expensive hobby when you add everything that you fit into costume, the travel, the accommodation, and con. And then to do that, what, 5 times a year?
I'd say I'd roughly spend £1,000, I guess, if you put like travel, con, traveling, hotels, and cosplay. Yeah, £1,000 a con. Wow.
oh, yeah, come to think about it, it works out. It
It's
probably
about 400
works
quid a
out
cosplay.
Yeah, it
How
works.
much for cosplay?
Well, Warbler's like 30 quid a sheet, and I've used about 6 sheets. So it's a lot.
39.
I could cover my entire body price in that much.
That's 100.
You're so...
It's
because you're
100.
I just don't save money anywhere else. It just all goes into cosplaying.
I think with 2 sheets of the big Warbler, we could make a sarcophagus that happily fits.
Sit in it.
Yeah.
Like I bought a like 30 quid roll of Warbler for making the Granville armor from the Battle of the Five Armies. And I've mapped it out. That'll do my breastplate, like the entire full breastplate, my shoulder, and my like leg armor, and one of the gauntlets.
You clearly haven't seen how much I waste Warbler.
I collect every scrap and keep it in a bag. Melt it
Yeah,
down.
I've got a big box of scraps, but I was useless at reusing it, so I was like using a fresh sheet, and I do Kamui's sandwiching method, so it's like twice as much water as like anything else. So just really, I need to get better.
You've been folding wobbler to keep like just so that you're not.
I did on the last leg, and then I screwed up. I reversed the pattern accidentally, so the seam was meant to be on the inside, but it was on the outside, so I ended up having to kind of patchwork the rest of the inside, so I could then heat it to flip it over, because I'm stupid.
I once wasted like coming to cosplay wise. I once wasted about 60 quid's worth of polymorph. You know the little polystyrene, like the
Yeah.
balls?
Yeah.
I managed to waste 60 quid's worth of that whilst I was making a helmet because when I did.
Polymorph, you just melt it back down.
No, just like it comes to a point where it doesn't become meltable again. You can only melt it like twice, maybe 3 times at maximum. And,
I've made
like,
stuff, painted it, scraped the paint off, remelted it down.
We need to learn how you guys do it. Clearly, we're doing it
Melted
wrong.
it back down.
Yeah, like I made like a little puppet out of it, and every time it would cool, because it's white when it cools. I would take the heat gun on a low setting and just blast the area that I did to the shape, and it would turn clear again, and then mold it, and then run it under the cold tap, and it instantaneously cools.
Yeah. Well,
And then
I ended up having like I was making a helmet which was about that big. It was a really big helmet, and like the problem was is like every time that I pushed it into the shape of the mold and everything, you used to get like these big divots and dints, and even like with even like putting it over the top of a heat source, it just wasn't for working every time.
Did you not just prime it over the top there, and then that'll smooth?
No, it didn't work that way either because the divots were too far in. It's like
Polymorph
was like-
good, but there's a
it's not
size
bad.
that you can go up to it, and then it just stops being usable at. I don't know why.
But it's good stuff. Like if you're making stuff that's no bigger than like the size of your hand, polymorph works really well. And there's cheaper versions of it on the market now, but I wouldn't recommend it.
The polymorph, those little plastic balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use them to make a belt. This. That's polymorph.
yeah,
Cool.
So it makes those sort of things quite easily.
I made my teeth for Kevin out of polymorph. Like the teeth insert. Go with.
Cool.
I think we need to do a episode now on
technique.
technique, yeah, or like not
Materials and technique.
budget making, because I think a lot of my money went on paint as well. Like it was like £7-8 a spray can.
Yeah, check it out.
And I bought like stuff.
Oh, that's well cool.
That's awesome.
See, the thing is like spray paint wise, I've always been really good for spray paints and doing paint. But when it comes to like using thermoplastics, I've never been very good with thermoplastics.
I set fire to my bedroom, so.
I use a lot of clay because clay's easy for me to work with.
It's what you whatever you find easiest or what works for you. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. There really isn't. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like what works for you is what works for you. Like end of it. Like I mean, I did an entire spent like a good 20 minutes talking about Poundland. Like and how great it is to source materials, because I go in there and I look at random weird household stuff and I'm like, oh, if I just cut this one bit off and sand the corner, I could totally use it for this. Like
I walked into Manchester the other day with some friends, and there's a fancy dress shop called Lullabies, and I walked in there and saw all the costumes. I was like, oh, you need to get me out of here. I need to buy stuff. There's stuff I see and I want right now.
I think for me the issue why I'm spending so much is because I'm starting to go to that next skill level. So I've been buying all the new stuff to be able to do that. Like I bought a heat gun, Dremel, and extra stuff like that. So that's been included in my Angela cosplay budget. So maybe I wouldn't normally spend that much, but this time it has been around £400.
I have been buying more tooling.
Just got a Dremel and a
Yeah, tooling does become expensive. That's one of the problems. Like,
Was it the last time we were talking about the shield and Lex was like, why aren't you using an electric sander? And I was like, because I don't have one.
Because I don't have this equipment that you speak of. He does have an entire workshop though, so that's the.
He does. He's got an amazing thing at his disposal.
Yeah, his workshop is absolutely immense, and it's really like it's a large workshop.
Let's go rob him. I think we should all.
Dibs on the sander.
Super jealous of him, but I'm quite glad that I'm not him right now because he's not feeling very well.
Oh, that's true. He's very sick. He's got morning sickness.
Well, he's been
right now.
I think he was saying that he had some job to do either probably Friday. I know that he had to be up early in the morning to be able to go somewhere to start a job.
To go to Northampton.
I reckon it's him having to travel so far and then have human interaction. Because the only time I ever seem to see Lex is when he's on here.
Yeah. Oh
when
god,
he's at the Comic Con.
gonna have to be social shit.
But talking like being ill and whatnot, do you always find that you end up getting ill after Comic Cons?
No. I don't get con flu. It's brilliant. Everyone else does. I'm just like.
You're like an alien though. You're like immune to things. Like she has no pain threshold whatsoever. Like I literally took half of my hand off of the heat gun. And what was that?
The thing is coming through. My husband's on a vent and it's coming through my mic.
Sorry. No, I haven't used it yet.
He's in a radon well.
Oh right. But yeah, like I always find that I end up getting a little bit ill after cons and whatnot, and I really envy those who are just like, no, I'm still fine.
It's just like freshers flu, so it just depends on how many people you fraternise with.
Which is quite a lot in our cases.
How much energy is spent? The thing is, like
those like the night cold and flu stuff. You get like Benadryl and stuff like that. I just take 2 of the the night before the last day of con. Kills it.
Do you know what? Like,
Tits.
about Benadryl and whatnot.
On the beach.
I don't know if you just said like Freshers Con then, but in Freshers Week in Manchester they have like contraceptives like when you walk into the door. I reckon they should be like giving you Benadryl and stuff like that as you walk through the condos at Comic Con.
That'd be brilliant. Like actually get it, but make it so it's in a lollipop form.
Yeah.
You know, for all the anime cosplayers, so it's not going to interfere with photos. They could just be like, no, it's part of the getup.
Yeah, you're gonna need these as you go out of the con.
Yeah, you'll need this. You'll need this. You'll need this. Where I think the last time I went to Collector Mania before this one, actually before the one after that, actually, years ago. And it was a while ago, and I remember getting so drunk that I don't even know how I got drunk. We went to the pub, and then we went to the event, and I was fine. And then I started to sober up about maybe 4:30 in the afternoon kind of thing, and I remember looking around at all these people and going, no, this is a terrible idea. No, I have to go. I have to leave.
I can
Um,
say I've never been drunk at a con, so I'm quite
It's
happy with that.
amazing. It's amazing until you sober up and you realize you're still there. And you're in a costume and other people are there. That kind of brings me
I
up to that brings me to that thing. You know, do you guys ever experience the courtesy photo thing? Doesn't exist anymore.
What?
The courtesy photos, you know, like when, like for example, like I was already inebriated. I was sitting down, and when you're sitting down, that should be like, no photos, please.
Oh, yes. People just take photos. You're like, no, I'm waiting in the queue to get to the toilet. Wait, no,
Not-
who are you?
Yeah.
My wig's off. Go take a picture, you weirdo.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like I'm clearly eating a sandwich, but they're like, "Can you stand up and take pictures with my kids?"
Yeah, I was in the middle. I had my arm in a vending machine getting a can out, and the guy stopped, leaned right into my face, and was like, "Can I have a photo with you, please?" And I was just like, "I've got my arm in a vending machine right now. I can't really pose."
I think my answer now is just gonna be like, "Go for it."
Go for it.
Just there with your face half stuffed with cake, like.
I just normally say 1 minute, and I will. I'm just a bit busy right now.
I think it's one thing if you're still kind of fully in costume and you're still kind of raring to go. If you're sitting eating your lunch or you're, say, peeling your beard off out of costume, then you're like, okay, now you're being a bit obnoxious. Really?
I've never had it while I was eating.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, it is.
Because it's so
Half a
inappropriate.
sandwich in your
You
face.
just have a noodle hanging out your face.
Yeah. It's like an udon box. It's just like you're like, really? No. It's rude. It's just rude. Stop it. It's rude. Like, try to be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you going on about being drunk at a con. Well, I've never actually been drunk at a con, but I've done the after party, like the after parties of con, and that is one of the most awkward moments when you've got all this gear on and you're having to order a drink in all that gear plus a mask, and you're like trying to hold like a pint as well as the same
You
time.
ever try to drink with like something that's appealing your face? You forget that it's there. You're like, oh.
I feel sorry for like all the Deadpools and Spider-Man, you know what I mean? There's everybody sipping
not
their
allowed
own
to-
drinks and they're just like Loki! No. Loki. My cat's a dick.
They call it Loki.
Yeah, just all of a sudden, like you were talking about Spider-Man, and then you went Loki. No.
It took me a second to work out you were like still going to the store as well.
Yeah, they're sitting in my hallway eating hot dogs right now. You shouldn't approach them for photos.
Yeah, just
man.
halfway with a hot dog like towards your mouth, like.
Anyone can Photoshop things. It's the Alex and I were actually talking. Like she really wants to do Peter Parker at some point in a Spidey suit, but we want to do a photo shoot, like sitting on the edge of a building, like eating hot dogs together with his Loki.
Brave move.
Not actually on the edge of the building. We'll find a low wall and
Okay.
angle the thing.
There have been a couple of cosplayers that have actually gone up like a 20-story building and stood on the edge, and I've like, you've really trusted your photographer to not just push you for a joke.
You know what would make an amazing photo op right now? Quick cross!
Tell your mum I said you like. Tell your dad I didn't.
Yes, you weren't Batman. Batman would have survived that.
Anyway, we're coming to we're slowly coming to the end of the podcast now. We've literally got about a minute left on the podcast, but yeah, if you've enjoyed watching us, you can find each and every one of us on our Facebook pages. You can find more of our Cosplay Collective podcasts in the playlists. And if you've got any questions, you can always put them in the comment box. We do have a like button, we have a subscribe button if you really like us that much, and we do have a Facebook page for the Guardians of Geekery. I'm just watching Cycle and Jet pointing to here and here.
Yeah, subscribe.
I'm just. How do you know where they are? I can't see them.
They've probably changed it since the last time I made a video that's called
That side?
subscribe. I don't know. Somebody tell us.
I'll go back 2 weeks and they're not.
Well,
They're still the worst.
thanks for watching the Cosplay Collective podcast. We won't be back
That would be
in
hard.
2 weeks' time. Usually we do it every 2 weeks on a Friday. We won't
Still
be back
would be
because
hard.
we
As long
won't
as you
be
just
out
don't
at
open up the
MCM.
keyboard,
So
you're
we'll be doing
good.
a special. We'll be doing a special when we get back. So you'll have to just give it a little bit of time for us to be able to reply on that one. Thanks for watching the Cosplay Collective podcast, and that is goodbye from me. Goodbye from Jack. Goodbye from Freya.
Bye.
And goodbye from Bendis. I can never say your name properly.
From Bandersnatch Studios.
Bandersnatch Studios.
Dan Thunder from Bandersnatch Studios.
Bye.